I cannot believe that it is already June. This year is like, I don't know, an absolute dumpster fire for me. And yet it is flying by. So here we are in the middle of the year, and that means it's time for my mid-year planner lineup. And some things have changed, some things have not changed, and we'll do flip throughs and go throughs and all the things like an old school planner video. And hopefully it's going to be super fun. So I got it in my head that I wanted an Erin Condren planner. I love Erin Condren paper, but if you've been with me a while, I'm a bullet journaler at heart, and I like the freedom that it gives me. I prefer the A5 size to the 7x9. There's just all kinds of reasons that I've always gone back to a bullet journal. But I don't know, I got this bug up my butt that no, I need an Erin Condren. I need the structure, and I wanted a Hello Kitty one, and I wanted the pretty coil, and I wanted the extra note pages. Like, I wanted all the things, right? Never really used an Erin Condren as a main planner before, and I decided I want one. So I went to erincondren.com and I built this beautiful Hello Kitty planner. It was $82.50, which is another reason that I don't generally go with Erin Condren. They're so expensive. And then to get free shipping, you have to spend $100 or more, or you pay $16. Well, it was last time. I didn't even look at the shipping in my cart. But like last year, I know it was $16 for one planner to ship. So at that point, right, you spend the extra whatever to hit the $100 and get the free shipping. I did not do it. I could not justify spending that much money on a planner. So I dug through all of my stuff, and I found a few months left in an undated happy planner. And I thought, okay, it's not the same as an Erin Condren, but it's the same concept. It's a structured layout every single week, every single month. It's got, the thing in the middle. It's got discs instead of a coil, but it's the same, obstruction in the center of the book that makes it very difficult to write on a Wednesday. If you know, you know. So I'm going to set up the happy planner. And if I stick with the happy planner for the rest of the year, then when it is time to purchase my planner or planners or however I'm going to do it for 2026, at that point I can reconsider going with an Erin Condren. So let's take a look at the happy planner that I set up and talk about it. Okay, if you are new here, I give the same disclaimer every single time I do a top-down video, which is not often because I am terrible at top-down videos. I am going to bump this camera. At any given moment, the sound might go out. We just do the best that we can with what we have available to us, and so here we are. So if the camera shakes, I'm sorry, but it's going to happen. So let's just get on with it. Okay, so I found an undated happy planner in my collection of things. And it, like I said, it's not a coil, but it still has that thing that makes it annoying to me. So I set up June, and let's talk about it. So set up my monthlies. Like I said, it was undated, so I wrote all my dates in, did my goals for the month, set that up, everything's fine. And then I set up my weeklies. And I thought, Happy Planner is good because I can use up a lot of the stickers that I haven't donated or sold or whatever that are still just sitting here. So I set up the week. I'm laughing because I know how this story ends. And if you know me, you probably have already figured out how the story ends. But let's tell the story for everyone else. So just a quick little, I guess, trigger warning, because I know that some people get kind of titchy about when people talk about weight. But I noticed in the video that I did where I was cleaning the house that while my scale has not moved, some things have redistributed around my body that made me really uncomfortable watching it back. I am a distance runner, which, to be fair, I haven't really run much this year at all. So it makes sense that some of the muscle weight has turned into no longer muscle. But I'm a little squidgier in places than I would like. So one of my goals for the rest of the year is to, if not actually lose pounds, get some of the jiggle back into muscle. So I will be working on some things, exercising a little bit every day, eating better, because it's like I rediscovered how good Chips Ahoy cookies were, and I haven't been able to stop eating them. So they are gone and out of my house, and I will not be replacing them. So yeah, one of my goals is to, if not lose weight, redistribute it back to where it used to be. So we are done talking about weight loss. Another one of my goals is to finish Broken Chords, which is the Rockstar romance. It's the 4th in the series. I have really, really struggled with getting this book written, and we're going to go into more of that. I'm going to do a video soon about my writing journey because a lot of people have asked. I have been a published author since 2008. I have over 100 published books, and a lot of people are curious about that process and how that all works. So I'm going to do a video about that coming up. So please make sure that you are subscribed if you are not. So yeah, I set up my week, and I had to keep pulling the pages out because it's really hard to write around this, which is what drives me crazy about discs and drives me crazy about coils. But I figure if I could stick with this through the end of the year, which August, September, October, November, yeah, so I could get the rest of the year out of this. And I figured, okay, well, if I can stick with this, then maybe I can justify spending literally $100 on an Erin Condren planner. It is Monday the 2nd. It is the 2nd day of June. It is technically my first day in this planner. I hate it. I don't like it. It's too big. So I don't have a problem with white space necessarily, but I have this whole section here that's pretty much just a waste of space. It took me longer to pick out stickers, cut stuff down, put them down crooked, pull them back up, rearrange them. Then it takes me to draw out an entire week spread in my bullet journal. This was not fun for me to set up. My bullet journal, as much work as it is, and if I set it up on the wrong day, I feel like this is a pain in the ass. I don't want to do this anymore. I wish I had a whatever. But I don't like it. I do not like it, which is why I always go back. I always go back to bullet journaling because I just am not this kind of structured planning girly. Plus besides the space, like this is just chunky to carry around. I can't throw this in my purse. And I have like an Erin Condren bag that, is so that you can carry your chunky ass planners around. I don't like it. I'm not happy with it. And once it was all set up, I was like, nope, I'm not going to go back to this. So thank goodness I did not drop $100 on an Erin Condren, because as I know, I will not use it. I never do. And it just is what it is. So no. This is an Erin Condren. This is a academic or this is a teacher planner, right? I'm sure it says inside. Yeah, so it's a teacher lesson planner, and I got this because I homeschool my son. And I thought, oh, this will be a great way, to keep track. And I've never liked the double coil, the coil O, whatever. I don't like it. Things get stuck. It gets twisted. Can't stand it. But I thought, it would be super helpful. I got it on clearance last year at Target. So I only paid, I want to say like $18 for it. It's Monday through Friday, and I thought, okay, well, you know what though? I could white that out and I could do 7 days across the top if I wanted to, or I could actually use it Monday through Friday for homeschool stuff. I don't know I don't remember when I bought it. It must have been October, because I used it about that long. Oh, I did go into December with it. But here's the thing with this. We homeschool, but it is an online program. So it's already structured. He already knows what he needs to do every day. He's in high school, so it's not like he needs me over his shoulder. He is smarter than me in most subjects. So for like math and science, I am no help anyway. History, English, reading comprehension, I'm your girl. Math and science, not a STEM girly. So he does so much of it on his own that it was just never something I really should have bought, to be honest. And at some point, you know, I can go through and redate it and white out and use it for something else if I want to. But that was pretty much just a waste of $18. I say that a lot when it comes to planners. That was just a waste of money because this is where I live. This is my planner system. It works for me every time. I'm never sorry that I'm in bullet journals. I am never, like I said, I get frustrated sometimes with the time that it takes, but having gone through the exercise yet again of setting up a happy planner week, it's not really any more work. It's just different work. So day one of thinking, I want to be in a structured planner, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. So we are back in my happy planner. Or no, I'm sorry. We are back in my bullet journal. So this is a traveler's notebook cover that I got from Amazon. Oh no, my daughter got me this for Christmas. I want to say last year. But it fits A5 size, kind of. I mean, these have gotten so chunky that it's a struggle, but whatever. I love it. So, and these are from Erin Condren. They're for like the petite planner system. And I can just stick like pictures and stickers and stuff in it. And I love that. So here is my happy planner. This is my writer's notebook. If you saw my commonplace video, this was a combination commonplace and writer's notebook. And then we'll talk about that when we get to it. And then this is my YouTube planner. And then that's just the cover. So let's go backwards. My YouTube planner. Again, I'm laughing because I know the end of the story. I bought this. It's a Moterm. Is it a Moterm? It's a Midori. I bought this Midori notebook not for the notebook. I bought it for this plastic cover because I wanted a plastic cover so I didn't have to actually stick my stickers to the front of my planner and I could keep them and reuse them. So I wanted a plastic cover to go over it. I don't like the patterned jelly covers, and the Hobonichi covers are designed to go over a cloth cover. So this was the only one I could find that was clear plastic, and it just happened to be like a set. And I thought, oh, well, I can use that for my YouTube planner. That's great. I barely use it. I set up the calendars. I made some notes. This is not where I plan my YouTube stuff. I plan my YouTube stuff digitally. So not a waste of money because I use the cover and I will use that cover forever. So not a waste of money. But I don't use the YouTube planner. And I really only stuck it in there so I could pull it out for this video. It doesn't usually live in there, and that makes it smaller and it fits better in the cover. Now to my commonplace. Here's the thing. I bought a new Stalogy. I talked about it in one of my, what do I want to say here? No buy videos. I admitted that I did buy a new Stalogy because this was not working as a combined commonplace and writer's notebook. The majority of what is in here is writing stuff. It's plotting stuff. It's like notes from craft books that I read. And then there were just a few commonplace type things spread out throughout. and I wanted to separate them out into 2 different notebooks. I still have not obviously opened this because it turns out I don't really need a commonplace notebook. At some point I might, and at some point this might just be next year's bullet journal. I don't know. But I know that I am happier in this now than I was when I was trying to make it 2 things. I know that some people struggle with multiple planners. They do not compartmentalize the way other people do. So you see people with these huge planner stacks and you're like, you can do all of that in one planner. And I absolutely could. I could have writing stuff spread throughout this, but I don't want to. I want one notebook that I can take with me if I go out to write, which you know I don't because I don't leave my house. But the concept of it sounds lovely. If I'm writing, I just, I know that all of my writing stuff is in one place. So when I am writing, I only need this and I don't have to search through multiple notebooks and planners to find the information that I need. So I have done a full flip through when it was a combined. I'm going to do a quick flip through now so you can see the changes that I made, which mostly was printing out pictures of rock stars to cover the commonplace stuff that I was never referring to anyway, so that it's a combination inspiration and technical notebook. So these are some of my covers, and all of the images I made in Canva, if you're curious. Calendar, David Bowie. I love him so much, obviously. This says Rebel Rebel, which is my favorite David Bowie song. This is the character names from my Rockstar series so that I don't have to go into my Kindle or pull the paperbacks to check names. It's just a handy reference to have, and I stuck that in the front to cover something. I don't know. And then I've got some plotting stuff. I left that alone. That's some more like how to plot, where things go. This is all of my notes from when I was writing Spike Crush, along with like the inspiration for who the characters were, who all was on the team, blah, blah, blah. This is me and my oldest at a Black Veil Brides concert. Here's some more Spike Crush notes. This is Ghost. This is me and Dan Andriano and Tony Ranieri. He is in Alkaline Trio and he is in Bayside, and I met them many, many moons ago. Not a great picture. It was very dark in there, but I have met Dan many, many times over the years, and I've met Tony a couple times. Super nice dudes. Super nice dudes. And Ronnie, and there are a lot of pictures of Andy. A lot of pictures of Andy in here. He's very inspirational. So yeah, and then I just like printed some different kinds of notes pages to cover up older stuff. Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance. And then there's like book notes. This is the cover to the second book in a cop series that I started and really, really, really need to write book 2. Rock and Royal, notes, inspo, plot stuff. Slipknot, Andy. Like I said, there's a lot of Andy in here. More notes pages. This is like if I want to set up a writing schedule, I just put it in there. Trent Reznor. This is who my son is named after, by the way, lead singer of Nine Inch Nails. Have loved him since I was very, very young. Marilyn Manson. Here's some notes about the Falling in Reverse Black Veil Brides concert that I went to. Here's a cover reveal for something no one else has seen yet. This is going to be book 5 in the Rockstar series. It was supposed to be book 4, and then I changed my mind. And here's some notes for that book. I have the funniest story. It's funny to me. It's funny and it's irritating. So I wanted some book covers in here. This is book 1 in Rock Hard. And this is just a different book. So I wanted some book covers. So I set them all up in Canva and I downloaded them and I went and I started printing them, and then I had to pee. So I ran to the bathroom, and when I came back, my printer had jammed. But it didn't jam in like the normal way where it will just jam and stop printing. No, it jammed in a way that it continued to print over the same line over and over and over and over again, and it used half of my black ink cartridge. And when I say funny, I don't mean funny ha ha, I mean funny like, whoa, I just installed that print cartridge. It was brand new and it just bled ink all over, and now I'm already almost out of ink. But I didn't want to waste the rest of the ink by reprinting it, so I just put the shitty copies in here, and it is what it is. I'm just progress over perfection, right? So super frustrated about that. I have to replace my ink cartridges because I left. My printer is, I'm not kidding, 18 years old. It is just a printer. It doesn't do anything else. It doesn't scan. It doesn't copy. It plugs in with a cord to my computer and it just prints. And it probably needs to be replaced, but for the most part, it functions, and I'm not going to spend the money right now to replace it. Maybe I will ask for one for Christmas. I don't know. So some of these are terrible quality, and that is a huge bummer, but whatever. More random notes pages. And like I said, these I just printed out to cover older stuff. And then this is the book I am working on now, Broken Chords. And because I'm working on it, I don't think any of my readers watch these videos, but there's spoilers in here and I didn't want to, so I clipped those together. So that is my writer's notebook now. That is all this is used for. I am incredibly happy that I made that decision to turn this into just a writer's notebook. And I have this on the shelf should I decide I need a commonplace notebook. I don't know. We'll have to see. I have it. I already paid for it. And it's there if I want it, but I don't know. I know that I am happy that I did this. I know that this part of that equation was a good decision. And speaking of stickers, this is my favorite sticker. It's my favorite sticker. And considering the millions, literally, I'm not kidding, millions of stickers that I own, that is saying a lot. I bought this on Redbubble, I don't even know how many years ago, because they don't make it anymore. The shop shut down and no one makes one like it. And this is why I realized I needed a cover so I could save my stickers, because when this notebook is full, I am either going to no longer have this sticker or I'm going to have to cut up the cover so that I can move it because I love it. And I'm so sad that whatever, it's a sticker. Use your stickers. I'm not encouraging anyone to hoard their stickers. This is a very important statement, so please listen. Stickers are meant to be stuck. You're supposed to stick them to things. And I have had this notebook for years, so I'm getting years of use out of this sticker. But when the notebook is full, and I got to move on to something else, I don't have Charlie Swan anymore. So use your stickers, but, maybe if they're really, really, really special, get yourself a plastic cover so you can just slide them in and you can move them. Anyway, so this is my bullet journal. This is my ride or die theoretical everyday, because we'll talk about that. But this is my planner. This is where I plan, and this is where I will stay because I have learned my lesson for now. Every few months I think, and then I try it and I hate it and I come back. So we will do a quick flip through to see where we are since it's the middle of the year. This is my future logs. Now I have this TV tracker because I watch the same shows over and over and over again. I do not like to be surprised so much. I do not like to be disappointed for sure. So I will just go back and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch things that I know that I like and I know how they end. So I just keep this and I print it like every year and I rewatch the same shows every year. Now, House is on Amazon. And I have Amazon Prime still. Even though I don't shop there very much anymore because I have been very, very good about my no-buy. But there are grocery type things that I can only get at Amazon that I still do, so I keep my Prime. Prime added commercials to their streaming unless you pay an additional $3 a month, and I'm not doing that. So I tend to just not watch anything on my Amazon Prime streaming except for sports because I'm not paying them even more money for something I already pay them for, and I don't want to watch commercials. And then, like, Madam Secretary is on Netflix, and we canceled our Netflix. So some of these shows I won't get to rewatch because I don't have Netflix anymore. And I probably won't get Netflix again until Bridgerton comes back in 2026. So some of the shows aren't going to get filled out. Some of them I have watched. Some I'm in the process of watching. So I have been pretty much keeping up with this. But, I mean, I've been very busy too, so I haven't been watching much TV. This is my reading log. I 100% have forgotten to write books down because there's no way I've only read 12 books this year. That's just impossible. I read pretty much every night, but it is what it is. So, which is why I have so many reading log pages, because that should be full by now, but whatever. So that's my reading log. This is a letter that I wrote to myself at the beginning of the year, along with my first quarter goals that I didn't hit, which is, no shock. And then January, I don't know why sometimes there's blank pages. I don't know. It's in here a couple times. February, I tried daily pages. Doesn't seem. Daily pages are just silly for me. This was my 45 hard that I did not finish, and my marathon training, which I am 3 months behind and really haven't done. March. So, I always start out with the best of intentions, and then I either don't use it at all or just stop tracking. I'll walk away from it. A lot of my days look exactly the same. So in the video I did where I was talking about, just my last video, where I was talking about how I don't know where I want this channel to go. A lot of people mention that they follow me for the planner stuff. And I don't do a lot of planner stuff because I don't always do a lot of planning. I just kind of vibe it, I love to set it up. Like, this was my birthday month and I went all 80s with it and it was super cute. But I didn't do any of that. And it's just, I don't know. And then May, I set up the month. I did the first week, and that was it. I didn't even touch it. So now we are in June, and I am getting down to the wire with this book. I have about 20,000 words, probably maybe a little bit more to do, and I am determined to get it out this month. I have home things that we need to take care of. School's done, so there will be, we will be going places more than we did during school time. So summer, I tend to really actually use my planner. And so hopefully that will be true this summer as well. So I set up my June. I did all of my goals and what I need to focus on in the month of June, which I'm not going to go deep into. If you want me to do a video about my goals and goal setting and things like that, just let me know in the comments, because I'm happy to. I'm not an expert or anything, but I'm happy to try. So then I set up this week, and I'm so much happier. I'm so much happier in here than in the big planner. So these are my word count goals for each day this week, and then I will put my actual how much I actually get done down here so I can keep track of it. And then, so I've got what needs to be cleaned every day, my meal plan for the week, and then just the things that I need to get done. And I just color code it with YouTube, home, work, and writing, so that I know at a glance, what my days are going to be taken up with. And honestly, I should have a pink one on every single day that says, right, bitch, but maybe I'll do that off camera. And then just the goals. I never really keep up with habit trackers, and 100% it's because I try to incorporate too many habits and then I don't do any of them. So the 3 things that I am focusing on habit-wise to do every single day, I want to get 10,000 steps in every day. I need it, and Hawk needs it. Hawk needs to get his chunky butt outside. And the weather's turning nicer, and now is the time that him and I need to get our steps in. I also want to get an additional 30 active minutes, and that's not necessarily working out. It could be dancing, it could be cleaning, it could be, I just want to have my heart rate up for 30 minutes every single day. And then write. I want to write every single day. I want to touch a book. Even once I finish this book, I will be immediately moving on to the next book. And whether it's plotting or just making notes or actually writing, that's all going to fall under here. I want to touch my work in progress every single day, regardless of what work in progress that is. And I want to do that for the rest of the year. So these are the 3 things that are the most important to me out of all of this. So there we are. And then I went ahead and set up next week too, and I miscounted. So now Thursday's fatter than Friday, and I'm just going to live with it, even though every single time I look at it next week, it's going to drive me bananas. I can't believe I did that, but whatever. So this is this week. I'm planning on having 3 videos out for you this week because, as I said in that last video, I really enjoy doing Rebel Rambles. You guys seem to like my Rebel Rambles, so we're going to try doing them on Saturdays randomly. I can't promise it'll be every Saturday, but once in a while, I'm going to throw one out there. And I will try to do more planner stuff, and then I can't see myself completely walking away from doing, educational type videos. I'm going to flip you back around. Hang on. So yeah, I don't see myself completely walking away from like more in-depth ADHD, time management, productivity, stumbled over that word, things like that. But I might, incorporate more goal setting and working towards your dreams and the things you want to do as opposed to the things that you need to do. Stuff like that. So there's going to be a small shift, and I'm going to try to do more planner content for you because I do realize that that's why a lot of you followed me in the first place, and you stayed because of my funny jokes. And I love that journey for us. But yeah, I do want to do more planner stuff because I want to be in my planner more. When I touch my planner, when I make actual plans and I write out, even if it's just a to-do list, I'm more likely to get it done than if I try to carry it around in my head, because my head is a mess. Yeah, so it's easier for me to get things done when I plan to do the things. So I do plan on being in my planner more this summer. I do want to do more Rebel Rambles. I do want to do more vloggy type things. And I want to leave my house. I want to get out of my house more. And that is a struggle for me, not so much because of my severe introversion, nor my agoraphobia. It is more because I'm afraid of my car. A few years ago, the chip that runs my transmission went bad. There was like a recall because all the chips were bad in these cars. And it took months. But before I actually got it into the dealership, it broke down on me twice. I had to be towed twice, and both times my son was with me. And it was very upsetting, right? Like, it was really scary to like be driving and your car just stops moving. We're very fortunate that we weren't on a highway or that we didn't get into an accident. But it really caused some trauma in my body, even though no one was hurt. To have my car break down like that. It was very, very scary. So now I am very, very scared to drive my car. And just last week, my battery died. Fortunately, at home, it just wouldn't start. So my husband bought me a new battery. But again, it just triggered that, what if I had been out? What if Trent and I were stranded somewhere? But my car is fine, and it has a brand new battery, and nothing is going to happen. So I need to not only get over the fear of driving my car, I need to get me and this kid out of these 4 walls. We spend so much time at home that the dog doesn't know how to be alone. He gets very anxious when we leave, which, because we don't do it often. He's not used to it. It's a new thing still for him because we only leave the house maybe once a week, if that. Sometimes I don't. So for the good of the dog, for the good of me and my son, we need to leave the house more. I need to stop being scared of my car. I need to stop. It's like I'm codependent with my house, and it's terrible. So yeah, we need to, and that, and that was an important lesson. I learned going out for girls' night with my aunt and my cousin, was like, wow, I can have fun outside. So that is something that I want to try to do more. And I would like to go to new places and film new things for you to share, other portions of my life with you. My children do not want to be on camera, and I will never, ever, ever force them to be. So, there will be times, obviously, that I won't be filming because I will be with one of them, and I respect them too much to try to coerce or trick them into being on camera. That's not necessary. You're here for me, not them. You're here for Hawk. I get it, but you like me too, I think. So, yeah, that is where we are. Those are my planners. That is my planner lineup, is really just these two. And, and this one was in the picture, so I'm going to talk about it, but mostly I just needed like an even, picture for the thumbnail. But, this is my timeline calendar for the book that I'm writing now, so that I can keep track of the passage of time as I'm writing. And then I just, I use this for just like scribble notes that I don't want necessarily in my writing notebook. It's like a brain dump. It's just, and I do use this one, I have so many notebooks, but right now I'm in that one because it's a productivity one from Erin Condren, again, because I love their paper. But, so it's got like a sidebar and then, lined pages, and I really like that layout, and I like having the bigger one available to me. So I do use it, but it's a notebook. It's used as just a regular notebook, not like any kind of structure. I write everything down in there. So yes, I will be in my bullet journal and my writer's notebook for the rest of the year. And if that changes, obviously, I will come update you and tell you what those changes are. But I learned my lesson, so we got at least a few more months in here. And that is it. That is my mid-year planner lineup. I hope that you had fun today. I hope that this was kind of what you were thinking when you said that you wanted more planner content. Because this is all I got, really. And I'm pretty sure I didn't bump the camera this time, so maybe I'm getting better. Or maybe not. Who knows? I don't care. So leave me a comment down below, please, and tell me anything that you want to tell me at all, because every comment helps. It tells YouTube that you were so into this comment that you just had to tell me how much you loved me. Anyway, I love you. Don't forget to smash all those YouTube buttons for me. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because we are going to have so much fun this summer, and we are always looking for amazing baddies to join our community. And I will see you next time. I love you. Bye. I always film when he's napping, so I don't always get to give you the hawk sightings in every video. And then he looks at me like that because I've woken him up just to put him on camera. Yeah. You say hi? No. Mama, leave me alone. It's nap time. I know. You say bye-bye. Bye-bye.